His name is Brian Van, and my name is Max Van, and today
we're going to break down the all-new Alpinestars Tech Air 5 Plasma Airbag System. Okay, all new from Alpinestars, the Tech Air 5 Plasma Airbag System.
Yeah.
We used the initial system, the Tech Air Race. You specifically used it.
I think I popped it off a little, probably over 10 times. We had 2 or 3, a couple of extra smalls and smalls.
Yep, we had 2 of them for you.
Good system.
And you were probably one of their #1 product testers.
Hell yeah.
And from that first moment, I deployed one time. The bottom line is they work. If you're riding on the racetrack, I feel like you already either have one or it's on your wish list. What we haven't seen a lot of is early adapters for the street yet. I thought it'd be like the new helmet. It's just not quite there. Exactly. A lot of street riders haven't seen the benefit.
No, but there's definitely a benefit. I'll say that.
Oh, it's a huge benefit.
Definitely a benefit. I would 110% recommend.
Yeah, it has the ability to prevent injury and pain. And we've learned that specifically with the crashes that you've had, the crash that I had in it.
Yeah.
There's no doubt it works. We recommend everybody, whether you're on the street or the racetrack, you get one. The all-new Tech Air 5 Plasma. This is a big step forward. And what happens is when you have a product in the market and you go through multiple versions of it, a company like Alpinestars works hard to continually refine it to not only have the protection the rider demands, but to improve the riding experience, which is really where the magic is at.
And also convenience, in my opinion. You know, like from the previous Tech Air 5, I will say it was a good system. It did its job. It's somewhat comfortable, but I will say it's a little bit bulky. I've seen it when people, you know, the previous Tech Air 5, when they would put it...
Turn sideways, keep talking.
I will keep talking. When they put it on and underneath their jacket or suit, it would somehow, the sleeves would ride up because it didn't really form to the bicep. In my opinion, it was, you know, bulky in the chest. Again, shoulders were my biggest problem. And this one, I can't even tell.
And the hump on the back, bro.
And the hump on the back was big.
Was really big, and it made getting in and out of the suit
a big pain. You needed 2 people every single time. Most of the time.
I think some people could get it done with 1, but 2 was always better.
Yeah.
So they looked at, and that system was great in terms of reliability for deployment.
One of the best.
Yeah, that one. The electronics were fantastic. Okay, yeah. So what Alpinestars has done with this one is they've taken the best of all of their airbag systems, and they've merged it into this with some more enhancements. The electronics that are used in this, those are the same ones that are found in the Tech Air 7X. The Tech Air 7X essentially is using the stuff that was in the Tech Air Race, very minor modifications, super reliable. That's been another great system for us.
7X has been wonderful, yes it has.
And that's the one that is intended to be used. This one could be used in race suits and jackets. It's a universal system. Any jacket or suit where there is enough room for this to be underneath and manage a deployment, it's either has to be an airbag compatible garment or there has to be like 4 centimeters of additional space to allow for the vest to deploy. Okay, so it can be used under a very wide range of apparel. It doesn't have to be Alpinestars. It could be something you already own. Just as long as it meets those requirements, you are good to go.
Completely. In the suit, you know, if you're putting it under a suit, let's just say, in my opinion, the suit has to be comfortable with the airbag underneath to have a comfortable and safe deployment. That's how I feel.
You're definitely not wrong, because you don't want to add something to protect you that now becomes a massive distraction, because when you ride distracted, what is that?
It sucks.
No, it's fucking dangerous.
They are dangerous. Yeah, it sucks and it's dangerous.
100%. So, for me, the biggest change here is going to be how slim it is back here. And underneath there is a CE Level 1 certified Alpinestars Plasma back protector. So even if you have a small crash, very low speed, where the algorithm does not demand a deployment, you still have protection in the back. That part is critical. Forward advancement. From the fit, next is going to be the airflow. What they've done is they've changed the layout of the bladder a little bit. We're going to show you, we've got some B-roll. We have a whole nother video where we cover what it takes to machine wash this thing or hand wash it, right, to repack it. We show you the bladder, but essentially right here where you see this and this is very thin mesh, right? That is wide open. There's no airbag coverage there. Airflow. Up here in the neck area, open airflow. Obviously, underarms, airflow. A lot of riders, when they wore the airbag vest, they wanted more airflow because simply the airbag bladder, well, it's windproof, right? For obvious reasons, it has to hold the air when it deploys. So nothing would blow through there. So a lot of people did not dig that. And also the material that they used on the Tech Air 5, it was much thicker.
Yeah, I would say so. No doubt
This is
about
all
it.
single layer stuff, super lightweight, super low profile. It's going to make the riding experience much better.
So with all the airbags I've put on in my day, you know, it's going to be the Tech Air 5, the Tech Air 3. I've put on the Tech Air 7X, the Tech Air Race, and the Tech Air 10. So that's 5 systems. Out of all of them, I will say the experience I've had wearing it, granted I've only had this on for maybe 5 to 10 minutes, it's been the most pleasant. I can't even tell it's there. There's no weight pulling down on my back. This thing feels like it's non-existent.
And the Tech Air Race, that one was heavy.
The Tech Air Race was heavy.
Another move forward here is going to be 3 modes, okay? And we'll go through in a minute how to cycle through them. You can have a street mode. You can have a light off-road mode, like an enduro mode, okay? I mean, let's not go out and do supercross with it.
Hell yeah.
But you could do some trail riding, right? That is something like maybe you would do on a GS or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, race. Track days, road racing, right? That mode. That could all be switched right here in this panel.
Stuffing Brian Van off the
I didn't get to
racetrack.
ride anymore, dude. All I do is work on your bike, okay? Another huge move forward is this one can be deployed 6 times in total before the airbag bladder needs to be replaced. Alpinestars, over the time they've had the airbags in service, they have never seen one of the airbag bladders itself fail. It's important to note that, right? But still, after 6 deployments, it should be replaced. These are user serviceable. The target price for the replacement canister is right around $100. We have a separate video. Tom can show you some B-roll here too, where I show you where all that stuff is at. This thing's going to ship with an integrity tester as well that allows you to, after a deployment, if you want to make sure the airbag bladder is still intact, you're able to use a bicycle pump, right, to inflate the bladder and make sure that it still holds air. We highly doubt you're going to find a problem with it, but if it's going to be user serviceable, it's great to have the ability to make sure the bladder is still holding air.
And honestly, after every deployment, just to be safe, I'd test that out. That's how I feel. I'd be a little...
Probably not a bad idea.
Hell yeah.
I do that on your race suits, of course, because, well, I want to make sure it's going to work if you're going to fall down.
Perfect.
So to switch modes and on and off, and also important to note, another big step forward here. I'm sorry I'm jumping around a little bit. There's a lot of information. This one, you are able to completely remove all electronics as well as the airbag bladder itself from the chassis and wash it. It does say machine wash. I don't know. I guess you could throw it in the washer. I'm not sure I would throw it in the washer or the dryer. That's entirely up to you. Hand wash, line dry the thing. Just dryers can be really hard on shit. But you're able to pull everything out. And we have shot an entire video where I pull this thing all the way apart, give you a very close look at what it takes to get it apart, and then, even though I wasn't going to do it, but Tom shamed me into doing it, I put it all back together. So if you're going to service yours and after you pull it apart, you forgot how it goes back together, we're going to have that resource for you on our channel and on our website to just help you get it all done. Now, the ever important question on sizing. We've got you in a large. What do you weigh? How tall are you, buddy?
I'm 5'11", 166 pounds, and I'm wearing a large. To be honest, it's a little bit big. I'd like to go for a medium. I think a medium would work better. A little bit of extra room.
Yeah, right there.
In the arm, it fits okay. In the chest, it's all right, but in the rib cage and the waist, I need a little bit less expansion.
How is it here in the arms?
It's great in the arms, but again, I would say this is going to fit similar to the Tech Air 7X. Whatever size you wear in the 7X, I'd go for the same size in this.
I think it's going to be basically whatever t-shirt size you're in. If you're historically a large t-shirt wearer extra large t-shirt wear, medium t-shirt wear, go with that size, you're going to get a great fit.
He wears an extra small.
Enabling the vest, switching from modes. How do we do it? Number one, and Tom's going to show you this with some B-roll, there is a hard on-off master switch that is in the electronics. Very easy to access. This thing is going to ship to you in the off position when you're transporting this, right? And you're able, there's some, I think, documentation you have to travel on an airplane with this. It needs to be in the off position. When you trailer with it, just turn it off on the master switch just to make sure we're not sucking the battery down. Onto battery life, it offers an estimated 30 hours of actual ride time, which is going to get you through any track and or race weekend, which is awesome.
Just shut it off after use.
Yeah,
of course.
That's what we recommend, and that's what we do with our stuff. When we're done, right at the end of the day at Moto America,
turn it off.
We turn it off.
Yeah.
100%. When we come back the next day, you know, either him or I, we go through it and make sure we're all on, everything's connected, we're good to go, right? So turn it off at the end of the day, turn it on again in the morning, and 100% master switch is off when you're trailering with it. Now, to turn the vest on and off. Here on the right side,
it even vibrates.
It's very pronounced. Like you 100% know that this thing just turned off, and that was a long vibration. Go ahead and zip it back up. Yeah. So this is master switch on.
Vibrating again now. Bingo.
And that's a short period, right? That lets you know it's on. Also, you have your LED panel here to indicate which mode we're in. We are in our favorite mode, which is what?
Hopefully, I'm scared mode.
No, it's race mode.
That's that.
Okay, so let's say that you're going to ride on the street and you want to get into street mode. About a 2-second press, release,
Bingo.
Vibrates. There is off-road, not what we want. About a 2-second press.
He changed it.
What do you know?
Changed
it's a Christmas miracle, bro. Okay, next, let's say we get to a destination. We're going to hang out with our guys, right? We're going to get something to eat. We want to turn it off. We don't want to take it off. Let's give it like a longer press, maybe like a 3 or 4 second press.
And all the lights turn off.
And it vibrates for a long time.
3 seconds.
Okay. Now, how do we turn it back on?
If I'm going to guess.
That's negative. Okay. Unzip it.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right. And zip it back up.
You can hate on me.
And watch this. It's another Christmas miracle.
It's a Christmas miracle that he's smarter than I am.
Yep. Your charging port. I love the access point for this. And it comes, of course, with a charging cable. It's right there. Super easy to access.
USB-C.
Yeah. So those are all the big enhancements. This can be worn just to retouch under a jacket, under a hoodie, under an off-road jersey.
Completely.
Under a race suit. You know, what you want to have over it if you're riding on the pavement is you're going to want to have something that can manage abrasion and have enough space underneath it or enough stretch paneling to allow for deployment of the vest. And of course, in typical STG style, we have our man Jimmy Fox here all set up to deploy this thing so you're able to get...
Man, the heart rate's been racing ever since. What am I at right now? I'm at, let's look.
Anticipation is
106 right now. Usually my resting heart rate when I'm doing stuff like this is probably like 50, 60. Okay. But I am I'm
going to get out of the way, and we're going to have you step in the middle, and we're going to show everyone exactly how much coverage
all right, guys.
This provides.
Should I flex, or what should I do?
It's the worst. Oh!
It's been a while. It's deflating immediately. It smells a little bit too. Check out the coverage. What do you think? You gonna get back into this, Brian Van? Oh no, it's beeping again. Okay.
Well, because it's letting you know that it's deployed. Okay. There is definitely a little odor, right?
I promise it's not me.
Well, it might be you. So one thing Alpinestars did here, we touched on it earlier, is they're really trying to focus on the critical impact areas. You can see here how there was nothing there, airflow.
Yeah.
Airflow preserved here. That's going to be a big step forward, but still your critical chest region, that's covered.
And the shoulder's great too.
The shoulders, there was a tremendous amount of protection in the shoulders.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the back. And if you want to turn to the back, you saw when he did a 360. And what I like about this one, this is actually deflating rather quickly. And remember, your crash event is much shorter than the period of time this is fully inflated.
Completely.
Ask me how I know this. Been in that position once or twice, maybe a few times more than that myself. So you can see they've really focused the area on all the critical regions to help protect the rider. So moving forward from here, right? We've got some B-roll and such that we're going to show you. We talked quite a bit about repacking this. We're going to do a very short video next up showing you how to repack this. It's important to note, JP forgot to send me the integrity verification adapter. Unfortunately, did not make it here, but you'll understand what we're talking about there. It's going to come with yours. That'll have all the retail packaging. You'll be able to pump it up with a bicycle pump and make sure that it still holds air. For our purposes, we're just going to know that it still holds air because what we just saw is it actually still holding air. And it's important to note that. If you have a deployment and you're not so excited that you don't understand what it was doing and that it very slowly deflated on its own, that in itself shows you the integrity of the air bladder is exactly where it needs to be.
Okay.
A lot of information here. This is a great system. I've enjoyed every one of them. I thought each one was a step forward. You know, one was a little interesting. The Tech Air 10, you know, was kind of right? And they really, from that, their reaction to that was the 7X, which is a great race unit. And now the great all-around unit, which is probably going to be the best seller because it's going to make the most sense for the most people.
And it's just super convenient. They did a wonderful job designing and I mean, what can
From
you say?
street to track to off-road, light off-road, okay? I think it's important to note, like, let's not go out doing a supercross whoop section.
Yeah.
I think as I understand it from the training, that could possibly cause a false deployment because it's just such a violent thing all on its own, right? Probably not right for that, but all those other scenarios, which is what us humans do, this thing is going to be state-of-the-art protection, still selling at a very reasonable price. If you have any questions or comments, there's multiple ways to get that stuff answered. You can leave it here in the comment section of this video. I answer that stuff myself. Or you could just go ahead and reach out to our team here at sportbiketrackgear.com. Remember, we have actual riders here, people that are into this just as much as you are, and they're going to have all the information to be able to answer the questions in real time for you. And then, of course, if you want to get one purchased, we're going to have stock here, and they're going to be able to get you taken care of in that way.
Hell yeah.